crazy. Crazy's good. It doesn't pay to serve your majesty and unfolding words with what I say, and this doesn't make no sense to me, to me, to me, to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are a night and day, flamboyant weapon. Do you mind waiting straight to join our acts of play? And so it's come to this. We disagree, and we can't make our minds up. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of night and day, flamboyant weapon. Do you mind waiting straight to join our acts of rain? Oh, oh no. One, two, 3, 4. We are a night and day, flamboyant weapon. Do you mind waiting straight to join our acts of play? Oh, oh no. This is our time. This is our time. This is our time. Thanks.
My name is Brian Stacey, and I'm a serial hoarder. I've been organising events for, oh God, the better half of a decade now. I've had my finger in everything at some stage: video, music, events, just a bit of everything really. So I think I started filming stuff probably around 2009, 2010, at least properly. I kind of did it because I bought a camera for Christmas. I don't know why, but I did. And I had started playing music around that time, so two worlds collided, one thing led to another, and I just started kind of filming things, I guess, mainly music, because I was involved. I guess I've been locally known for a while to be the guy who kind of records most events, I suppose. Mainly the ones I'm involved in, but I'll try get a bit of something. I'll try get a bit of everything from everything that's going on. I think really with the documenting things for so long and so frequently is you tend to document, I guess, maybe passing phases with certain musicians or people, bands, acts, people who've just done it once and never done it again. And it's interesting, I suppose, in its own way to get even just a snapshot of that person's life in that one aspect. It's not something they maybe did long term or as a continuous thing, or a band where they're growing and they've broken up and splintered into more groups. It's interesting to get one an act that only ever existed for one gig. It's interesting to video that, and in a lot of ways it's really might be the only record of that band act or however existing, which is unusual in a way to just sort of have that. In fact, I guess some of the acts themselves don't even know those videos exist. They mightn't come looking for them, they mightn't want them, but they exist, you know what I mean? I have a record of many acts that have just come and gone. So it's good to keep a record of things. It's good to know where things have come from and where things are going, or where people are coming from, or where people are going, or styles or trends. It's always good to kind of know where you came from, because you can kind of figure out where you're going from there maybe.
What do you think the relevance of, do you think it's important to document things the way you do?
I think it's important to document things well for a number of reasons, I suppose. Mainly posterity. It's always great to look back in a few years and kind of go, oh, that was good, or just enjoying it just as my own little private bootleg or whichever for anyone. I think nowadays with the advent of mobile phones and smartphones and stuff like that we don't really value documenting things as much, because it can be done so quickly. It doesn't require effort. Whereas back even a few years ago, even with digital cameras, you had a file you had to contend with, whether you kept it or deleted it. It's irrelevant. It's the fact that you had something you had to deal with. Nowadays on phones, it's in the cloud, it's sent through a messenger app, it's a quick video sent to someone. There's not really much stock put in these things. So I think it's always good to document things properly, just because if they're worth keeping, they're worth keeping and worth doing right.
Speaking to
with things being a lot more dependent on online services, the cloud, social media, so on and so forth. Um, a lot of bands, whether for whatever reason they break up or whatever reason they call it quits, like a lot of the time somebody can kind of hit the delete button, the off switch, and then there's, depending on how successful they were, there's basically every record of them gone. Which I think is a great shame. I really do. I think once kind of music and art is out there, original music and art is out there, it's a shame to kind of lose it for whatever those personal reasons may be, petty or otherwise. So again, like it's kind of great to have a record of these things. Just here's some great songs made by some great people, and with the fragility of bands breaking up and stuff like that, I think it is a kind of like a hot button, and I can understand why some people mightn't want their stuff out there, and I do respect if anything goes public. I will take it down upon request because, again, it's someone's personal endeavors. I'm not gonna be like, no, this is mine now. I just have a record of it. I know what I like, and I will keep it. I guess in so many ways I will actually go out and document it myself if I like it. So I guess I'm a serial bootlegger. I will just, I'll bootleg gigs with the consent and cooperation of the bands. But if I want it, I'm getting it. I'm going to keep it.
So over the course of your videoing stuff, like how much like storage have you taken up? Like how much footage do you actually have, like in total, if you were to put into numbers?
So with videos, there's a couple on physical mediums, couple on tapes and stuff. I kind of had to do a couple of things on that. But nearly everything I've shot is digital. Yeah, good, maybe 95% is digital, even more maybe. And I would say we're looking at coming up to about 18 terabytes of stuff. There's probably more. I have a lot of hard drives just around the house, just full of stuff. I am not very organized, but yeah, it's a lot. and that there's no backup. It's as is. So God forbid it goes, I go with it. I guess to hammer home what I had kind of touched on earlier is that I think it's really important to archive things. Maybe not just in the sense of here's me recording gigs or documenting events or whatever like that. I think just as a general rule of thumb for the average person, I think a lot of people are too dependent on, again, social media, online services, so on and so forth. I think it's unsafe to do that because websites shut down, services go offline, things get lost, things even get lower in quality, and these are, for whatever way you want to put it, the memories you make. And there's a lot to be said for just taking a little bit of effort in just taking care of business, like you wouldn't ever, all our parents and older relatives and people we know, they all have photo albums, and my parents have always thrown hypotheticals, if the house ever caught fire, or we had to leave in a hurry, like what would you grab? And it's like, I grabbed my hard drives because they're everything. They're not just gigs and professional things I've done, they're all my personal effects, you know what I mean? So I think just from a, like, the society we live in and the people I know and operate with, like the amount of people who don't have anything from the past, a mobile phone is broken and there's everything gone because it's on the phone, or like, there's everything, I deleted my Facebook page and whoops, everything went with it, you know what I mean? It's frightening that, like, I all these people have lost all these things, and I know they don't I know they don't matter, their memories live in the now, but like that's frightening to me that people can just be so like, yep, that happened, now to never think about it again, crazy. So maybe in my own small way with documenting gigs, I'm maybe preserving maybe what I find important: music, local music, friends, family, whatever it may be in front of me camera. I don't know, but yeah, just I consider it important enough to keep. And I mean, whether it takes one SD card or 100 hard drives, if it's there, it's there, and that's it really,
body of Christ. Who amongst the congregation you were brave enough